What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be attempting to solve the Hanayama VORTEX puzzle. Hanayama rates this puzzle a level 5 out of 5, and the objective is to take the puzzle apart and put it back together. I purchased this puzzle at Puzzle Master along with the Schloss 250 and the waiter's tray. So if you want to check this puzzle out and get one for yourself, make sure to head over there. So without further ado, let's get into solving. Alright, the Hanayama VORTEX puzzle in 3, 2, 1. So like I said in the intro, the goal is to take the puzzle apart and then put it back together again. Okay, this is progress right here. Progress is good, but it's bad when you don't understand what you're doing. Okay, now they're both on there like a chain. Cool, so now we're back at the beginning. Alright. Well, it's kind of hard to describe what I'm doing here because I have no idea what I'm even doing, so that is not helpful to anybody. Well, as you can see, I kind of got this piece somewhat free from these other two. I hope this is the way it's supposed to go, but for all I know I could be wrong, so we'll have to check that out. Well, we just ran up on an hour, and I still have no idea what I'm doing, like most other puzzles that I do. So, just keep chugging along. Alright, well, we just hit an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then in a little bit, come back to this guy. Alright, well, I'm almost 2.5 hours into this puzzle, so I think what I'm going to do is turn the camera off and see what I can do off camera, and then I'll get back to you and see you in a minute. Alright, y'all, so it's been a few days since I've last started working on this puzzle, and I finally have it solved. This was by far the hardest Hanayama puzzle that I have done yet. And today I'm going to do my best to attempt to show you how to take the puzzle apart and then also put it back together. Alright, so To start off, I want to show you what all these pieces look like. There's 3 of them, and each one of them is shaped like this. So I'm going to be referring to this little loop here, the small loop, and then this one is going to be the large loop. Okay, to start off, you're going to hold the puzzle like this, where the vortex piece is facing you. And then the next step is to turn the puzzle 3D. So if you hold all of the outer large loops, you'll see that this whole thing will turn 3D, right? So now the first step into solving it is to take the piece that says AY, which is this piece right here. See, it says AY. And you're going to take this knob right here and push that through the Hanayama piece, which is this one. It will take a little bit of finagling to get these pieces to move, but eventually you'll be able to figure that out. So now you see, here's that knob, and you put it right through the Hanayama piece. Okay? So now we're going to have to separate the Hanayama piece, which is this one, from the vortex piece, which is that one. And we're going to do that but like I said, you just got to move it a little bit before they all loosen up. So that's what I just did, and now remember the vortex piece right here, and then this is the Hanayama piece. If you need to check, go ahead and check. So now we got to take that, and it's just going to simply slide out just like that. Now your puzzle may be a little bit twisted, and you might have to work around to find the sweet spot to where it's going to come out like that, but that's what it's going to look like. So now the next step is to take the large vortex loop, which is this right here, and take that out of the small AY loop, which is this piece right here, this small little loop. So now to do that, you were holding it where the vortex was facing you. So you're going to take where the vortex is facing you, you're going to flip that down to where you can see the AY piece right there. Now to take this apart, you're going to have to look for this little indentation right here on the vortex piece. That piece is going to slide out from a small loop of the AY right there. Now to do that, you're going to have to take the Hanayama piece and move it just a little bit so it frees up space to let the vortex piece through. Something like that. So now you see the vortex piece, which is this one right here, is now outside of this AY piece, the small loop of the AY. Next, we're going to take apart the AY piece from the Hanayama piece. Now to do that, we're going to turn this whole puzzle to where the Hanayama is facing us. Now since this vortex piece, everything is out of the small loop right here. So that's good, that's what we wanted. Now that's just going to end up hanging around until we need to get to it again, because we're still trying to get rid of all of the pieces out of all of the small loops. So like I said, we need to take this AY piece right here out of the Hanayama piece. Okay? Now to do that, we're going to need to hold the AY piece, flip it up, and spin the whole piece to where both of these loops, this one and this one, come up through the Hanayama piece. Now to do that, you're going to have to move the vortex piece a little bit so that way there's enough room for the knobs to slip through. When you're doing this, just take your time and make sure you got everything in the right position. It'll make everything a lot easier for you. Okay, there we go. So now I got the first loop out of the Hanayama piece right here. And now we're going to keep spinning it to get this loop or this knob up through. So you got to go through the vortex piece. Remember that one's hanging off right there. Just like that. And you'll see it is up through the Hanayama piece. And now to finally get this AY piece from the Hanayama piece, you're going to have to see on the AY piece, you really can't see it here, but there is a little indentation right on the end of the large loop. That's a pretty good view right there. You can see it just a little bit. Right there. So now we're going to take that and move it and finagle it to where it gets outside of the Hanayama. You're going to have to move the vortex just a little bit to create space. But again, just take your time while you're doing that. So, you know, I've done this puzzle a dozen times and I still get caught up on some of these pieces. So just keep working at it and eventually it'll come. Okay, here we go. So now that piece just slips right through, just like that. You just got to move that vortex piece so it allows it to move. Okay? So now, since we got this AY piece out of the Hanayama piece, we've undid all of the small loops. Now there are no metal pieces inside any of the small loops, as you can see. 1, 2, and 3. They're all separated. So now we're going to grab on to the vortex piece, which is this middle one right here. And we're going to let these drop. Okay? So you see the vortex piece, you're holding that piece in your hand. You're going to spin it around so the vortex is away from you. And now your pieces should look something like this, okay? Like I said, you're still holding on to this vortex piece, but you want both the AY and the Hanayama should be crossed like this, alright? So now, we're going to take the AY piece, which is flipped over the Hanayama piece. We're going to pull them apart just like this. And we're going to get this knob on the AY piece through the Hanayama piece. Just like this, okay? So now, we're still holding, this is the vortex piece, remember that. Now, this knob of the AY is through the Hanayama piece. So now to uncross them, you're going to go like that. Basically split them apart. Take the AY piece and essentially just pull it through the Hanayama piece. You're using this dead space in between the end of the large loop and the small loop to get both of them separated. Okay? So just like that. And once you get here, you've basically taken your puzzle apart. The last thing you got to do is just slip them out from each other. And that's it. That's how you take the puzzle apart. That was a total of 8 steps that I wrote down for my own benefit. And that is a lot of steps, especially because these are not color coordinated. So it is very easy to get lost while taking it apart and putting it back together. Okay, so now we're going to do the same exact thing, just in reverse, to put the whole thing back together. So we're going to start with the vortex piece, remember? We're going to keep that flipped around, and then the next piece that's going to go on there is going to be the AY piece. So you're going to do the same exact thing, just in reverse. So you're going to use this dead space in between both of them, just like that. And you're going to want the AY piece, the large loop, to be facing towards you. And you're going to do the same exact thing with the Hanayama piece, just like that, loop facing towards you. Now, the last thing we did was we had to uncross the AY and the Hanayama piece, so we're going to do that in reverse. We're going to cross them again. So we're going to take this AY piece, the large loop, and we're going to use this dead space again between the AY and the Hanayama to link both of those together. And we're going to make sure they cross, like so. So now, since I've got both of these crossed, remember what pieces are what. This is the AY, and then this is the Hanayama, and this is the vortex. Remember, you can always check, just take your time doing it. So now, we're going to grab a hold of the Hanayama piece, which is this one right here. And we're going to let go of the vortex, like so. We're going to flip it around so we see the Hanayama. The Hanayama needs to be facing towards us. So now, we're going to take the AY piece, find the AY piece, which is, if you need to look, go ahead, right here. This is the AY piece. We're going to take that, and we need to use this indentation once again. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better now. There's a little indentation right here on the piece that I'm holding in my right hand. Right there on the edge. Right there. You got to take that, and we're going to thread that into the Hanayama piece. Okay? Just like so. And then, to keep going with that same step, we got to reverse the full rotation that we did with the 2 knobs going through the Hanayama small loop. So we're going to do that. We're going to spin it once. We got the 1 loop through, or the 1 knob through. Go through once again. And now you got both knobs through. Now, what we're going to do is we need to take the large vortex piece, which is this one. We're going to take this whole thing, flip the vortex around to us so we can see it. And we need to put the large vortex loop, going like that, into the AY loop. And the AY loop is this one right here, the AY small loop. Which it looks like it has already done that. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you lose track of what's happening. So I'm going to go back and try to show you how that happened. We got the indentation from the AY loop, which is this one. And we put that through the Hanayama. And since the vortex has this little spirally indentation, sometimes that will fall into the AY piece without you even knowing that. I'm going to reverse it and then show you how that happened. Okay, so I finally got it back to way it should look if your vortex piece did not fall into the small loop of the AY. And remember, this vortex is just like hanging out most of the time. So the last thing we did was we spun the AY, which is this piece right here. We rotated it to where both of the knobs are outside of the Hanayama small loop, right? Now, if you'll remember what I was saying when we were taking this apart, you're going to have to take the AY and the Hanayama and kind of work those around so this indentation on the vortex piece, the spiral indentation, ends up making it into the AY, just like that. I'll show you again. You just got to work it around, work the Hanayama and the AY, work all three pieces to eventually get the vortex piece into the small loop of the AY, as you can see right there. Now we're almost done. So there's 3 steps left. The next one is we need to take the Hanayama and put that one into the vortex loop. Okay, so we're going to take the vortex so it's facing towards us. And remember, this is the Hanayama piece right here, the one on top. We're going to take that piece and we got to work that so you find that little sweet spot and thread that into the vortex piece. Okay, so I found the sweet spot. Again, you just got to keep working at it, moving the other little pieces around, so eventually it fits right into it. Take your time, try not to get frustrated because this is a very difficult puzzle to do. Okay, there we go, finally. Now, this Hanayama piece is inside of the vortex loop. Okay, so now the second to last thing we need to do is get the AY knob through the Hanayama. So we're going to hold this to where the Hanayama is facing us, just like this. Just like so. Remember, this is the AY piece, and the knob that needs to go through is this piece, right? This one right here. So we're going to take the vortex piece and kind of slide this back a little bit so it gives more room for the knob to come up through right here. Then we're going to take it and we're going to spin the AY piece just like so. Kind of looks like a jumbled mess, but just kind of keep with it. Just like this, until eventually that AY piece pops right through there. Now all you got to do is just let it go. Just like that. And that is how you solve the Hanayama VORTEX puzzle. Wow! What did y'all think about that puzzle? That puzzle took me about 8 hours to complete over the span of a few days. Hanayama rates this puzzle a level 6 out of 6, which is the highest level of a puzzle that Hanayama makes, and it definitely belongs there. If you're thinking about getting yourself one of these Hanayama puzzles, I would recommend starting at a lower level because this one took forever, and it was very, very difficult to do. I have about roughly, let's see, 6 Hanayama puzzles including that one, and I personally should have started on a lower level because I had no idea what I was doing any of the time while I was solving this. Taking it apart and putting it back together were both done by chance on my part. It's like I basically put in enough time to where working with it and doing as much as you can with it, it eventually just fell back into place. If there's any video on my channel that you decide to like, please make it this one because this video took forever to complete. And I am just so thankful that it's done. If you've made it this far into the video, you're probably pretty interested in puzzle solving, so make sure to subscribe so you stay tuned for more puzzles like these Hanayama ones and many other different puzzles to come in the future. Also, if you know somebody who has this puzzle, make sure to share this video with them because it can be a very, very big help. If you want a sneak peek at the next video, I'm going to be solving the chain reaction puzzle. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.